Hello students, today we will discuss about retail trade. Now in our previous session we have seen who were wholesalers and what were their functions as well as their services towards manufacturers, retailers and customers. Now today we will discuss about retail trade. Now let us see what is mean by retail trade. Retail trade means the trade, and trade is nothing but buying and selling of goods and services, wherein goods are sold to consumers for their final consumption. Now I have told you to find out difference between customer and consumer. Now customer, they are the purchaser or buyer who purchases goods for further reselling purposes also, but a consumer is the one who is going to consume that product for himself. For example, if I go to a store and buy a packet of Maggi, then if I eat it, then I will become consumer. But instead of eating that, if I sell it to someone else, then I will become customer. Okay, now retailers or retail trade means nothing but selling of goods to the consumer for their final consumption. Now retailer is a channel between wholesaler and consumers. Means we knew that wholesaler is the channel between manufacturer and retailer. In the similar manner, retailer is also a channel, or you can say a bridge between wholesaler and consumers. Now what he does is that he purchases small quantity of goods from wholesaler and sells to consumers as per their requirement. Means they will purchase in smaller quantity from the consumer and from the manufacturer, and they will sell it to the consumers. Retail trade is located amidst consumer and supplies articles of their daily needs. Now whenever we go to our nearby grocery shop or any kirana store, they are no one but retailers, and they are located within our society, and they give us all our daily needs. Okay, now in words of Stanton, he gave definition of retailing. Means retailing is a process. Okay, whenever if you remember, I have already told you, whenever you see ing, it is nothing but it means a process. So retailing is also a process or a series of activities that are directly related to sale of goods or services to the ultimate consumers for personal non-business use. Now the retailing include all those activities which are which are related directly to the sale of goods and services to the consumers for their personal or non-business use. Means it is not for business purpose. They are not going to resell it, or they are not going to manufacture something from that. They are going to use for their own purpose. Okay, now when we talk about characteristics or feature of retail trade is purchasing goods in small quantity. As we know that wholesaler buys in bulk quantity from manufacturer, but retailer, they purchase in small quantity from wholesaler. Then they sell variety of goods. When you go to a grocery shop, you will not find one similar product. Okay, you will find variety of goods available in his store. The next is sales is according to the needs of consumers. Means whatever consumer need, he will sell only those product. Then it is located among the consumer. Means it is his shop or retailer will be living among us. Then personal contact with consumers. Means since the retailer owns a small shop in the locality, he will know all the consumers and he will have personal contact with those consumers. Then display of goods. In his shop, he will display all the types of goods. Like whenever we go to a small cloth shop, then we will see lots of jackets or t-shirts or whatever product is available in that store. They will display it using it over a mannequin, or they will hang it in a hanger or something. Okay, the next is maximum satisfaction of consumers. Means retailer helps, or their main purpose is to satisfy need of consumers. Now let us see what are the functions of retailers. Now first one is assembling goods. Means the retailer sells different varieties of one commodity or different commodities, so he has to procure goods from different places. Means suppose if we go to a grocery shop and if we want to purchase toothpaste, then that particular shopkeeper must be keeping toothpaste from different companies like Colgate, Sensodyne, then Pepsodent, Babool and all. So The assembling goods means the retailer, he will sell different goods, and that is the reason he will purchase those different goods from different wholesalers or from the manufacturer itself. The next is storing. The retailer is also required to store commodities, though not as much as wholesaler stores, to meet the needs of the consumers. Means we saw that wholesalers, they purchase in bulk from the manufacturer and they keep it in their godown, they store. In the similar manner, retailers also, they have to store their commodities in a godown or somewhere, but it will be little bit smaller in size than wholesaler. Then the third one is salesmanship. The retailer establishes direct personal contact with the consumers and impresses them with the product. Means since the retailers, they are located among ourselves, they know us, they know our needs and wants, and they will have personal contact with us as well, so they will know how to impress us, which product will please us and which product we need, so they kind of act as salesmanship. Then fourth one is risk bearing. The retailer as a trader has to bear the risk of the business, such as loss and damage of goods, change in price, taste and preferences of the consumers. Means since the retailer, he is running his store all alone by himself, he have to take all the risk by himself. Suppose if there is any loss or if there is any damage of goods by theft or by fire or by any other reason, then he himself has to bear all those losses. Then the next one is financing. As we know that the retailers, they know all the customers, they are like, they have personal touch with the customer, they know them, so what they will do is that they will provide credit facilities to their regular consumers. Now let us see what are the services of retailers. Now services of retailers are towards two groups. The first one is towards their producers, wholesalers or manufacturers, and the next services is towards their consumers. Now first let us see what are the retailers' services towards their wholesalers. Now first one is distribution of goods. Now wholesaler, what they do is that they distribute goods or they sell goods to the retailers. In the similar manner, retailers also, they perform the function of distributing goods among their consumers. So in another word, retailers also, they help in wholesaler in selling goods to the consumers. The next is market information. The retailer shop is located among consumers, so they are in a position to know the taste, preferences and likes of the consumers and pass on the information to the wholesalers. Means since they have direct contact with the consumers, retailers, they know all the needs and tastes and preferences of the consumers. So after gathering those information, they can give those information to the wholesalers, and wholesalers again, they will pass on those information to the producers, so that producer can manufacture goods according to the needs of the consumers. Then next is estimation of demand. The retailer, on the basis of his contacts with the consumers and experience, informs the wholesaler about the possible demand of the different commodities. It helps the wholesalers and producers in product planning. Means since the retailer, they are able to gather lots of information from the consumers, they can also take information about what the consumer will demand in the future, and they will pass on that information to the wholesaler, and wholesaler, they will pass that information to the producer, so that producer, they can plan their production, or if possible, they can introduce new product according to the preferences or needs of the consumer. Then next is publicity of new products. The retailers inform the consumers about the features, merits and demerits of the new product and recommend the product to the retailers. As such, the product gets the publicity through retailers without any expense incurred by the wholesaler. The retailers inform the consumers about the features. Okay. Now, whenever a company introduces new product, they have to spend a lot of amount of money in the advertisement. So what they can do is that the retailers, they can publish, they can advertise about the new product by explaining what are the features, then what are the advantages and disadvantages of that particular product to the consumers. So consumer, they will feel like they need that particular product and they will purchase it. So it is kind of like retailers, they are doing publicity without any extra expenses or without any extra expenditure. Now next is easy sale and collection of debts. Now that's a wholesalers sell goods to retailers in large scale, so it is easy to make sales and collect debts as compared to making sales to a large number of consumers. Since wholesaler, they have to deal with a limited or with a less number of retailers, they can easily recover their debt whenever they want. But like retailers, they cannot do that since they are dealing in a large number of consumers, so they have to, so it is easy to collect debts from them. But this facility or this easiness is not available to the retailer. Then the next one is market expansion. The services of retailers goes on multiplying the sales, and thus the market of the commodity expands. It enables the wholesalers and manufacturers to concentrate themselves on the products and produces goods on large scale. Means retailers, they try to maximize their sale, and by doing that they increase the demand in the market. So it helps the wholesalers and manufacturer to expand their business through retailer. Now let us see what are the services of retailers towards their consumers. The first one is regular supply of goods. Now retailers, they maintain adequate, means sufficient supply of goods as per the requirements of the consumers. So needed commodities are available to the consumers regularly. Means suppose if there is no retailer in the world, then what we will do is that we have to buy in huge quantity from wholesaler or manufacturer. So it is quite not possible for each and every individual. So retailers, what they do is that they keep small stock of goods with them, and whenever whatever quantity a consumer needs, then he can easily purchase it from the retailer. The next one is credit facilities. Now retailers, sometimes they give credit facilities, but only to those who are the regular customers and they know those consumers properly. The next is wide selection. Means we saw that wholesalers, they don't keep variety of goods. They usually deal in huge quantity but in less number of commodities. But retailers, they deal in huge quantity but they have wide variety of commodities. So whatever quality, whatever commodity or whatever different company's product, if a consumer wants to buy, then he can go to a retailer and he can purchase it. The next is product information. Now the retailers, they have all the information about new product, its features and merits and demerits, so he can inform consumers or he can help consumers in using those new product. The next is convenient location. Since the retailers, they have shops in our locality, so it is very easy for consumers to go and buy from those retailers. The next one is personal touch. Retailer is one of the member of the residential locality. Since he is residing in between us, he knows our needs, our demands, and he will have lots of compassion towards us. Means he will know what kind of goods we need, what kind or what quality of goods we need. Okay, so he has intimate relationships, sympathetic feelings, and personal touch with the consumers. Now it helps retailers in increasing his sales. Now suppose if you are in a dilemma that what a particular product, if you want to purchase it or not, so since retailer is your known person, he can help you in taking that kind of decision whether to purchase it or not. But usually they try to sell their goods to increase their sales. Okay, now let us see what are the limitations of retail trade. We saw that a lot of benefits are there, but there are still some of the disadvantages. Now first one is limited resources. Since retail trade suffers from the limitation of resources. Generally these business houses are owned by individuals. Means those who start retail business, they take out money from their own pocket. They have limited resources. They don't have proper, some of the retailers, they don't even have proper place also to start their own shop. Okay, now generally these business houses are owned by individuals. People who own a particular place, they can start their own retail shop, or whose resources are undoubtedly lesser than the combined capital of more person. As the retailer is the sole proprietor, he have to start his business with whatever amount of resources he have. Then next is small size of business. As we all know that retailer is small in size because it is generally sole trade based, means you can say that retail shop sometimes retail shops are much bigger, but in most of the cases retailers are no one but sole proprietor. Small size of the business deprives it from economies of large scale business, means they don't get the benefit of large scale business, means they don't earn huge amount of profit. Then next is limited managerial efficiency. It is very easy to start retail trade. As we all know that to start a retail trade we need less amount of resources, we don't need that much amount of professional skills, but because it does not require high managerial and technical skill, and due to lack of this, the growth and expansion of the business becomes very problematic. Then the next is temporary existence. We know that sole proprietorship also it has temporary existence. Just like that, retail trade is also temporary. If the owner is absent, is ill, or became disabled, and if he dies, then his business also will die with him. Then the last one is unlimited liability. Since it is retail trade, you can say that it is as same as sole proprietor, so they have lots of unlimited liability, means if they are suffering loss, then they have to take out money from their own pocket. Then there is a table which explains what is the difference between wholesale trade and retail trade. You can give a reading to that. Now let us see what are the different types of retailers. Now there are so many types of retailers which are classified on the following basis. Now we have 4 points over here, so on the basis of these 4 points we can divide the retailers, or we can find out different types of retailers. Now let us see what are the basis on which retailers are classified. Now first one is form of ownership. Retailers can be classified on the basis of ownership, means those who have permanent shops, like there are many retailers who do not have permanent shops, means they don't have proper you can say shop made with brick and wall. Okay, they are usually cheap jacks, street traders, those who roam from one place to another and sell goods. They don't have permanent shops. But there are some other retailers who have their own shops, or they have taken on rent and started their shops. Then when we talk about types of retailers on the basis of size of shops, there can be 2. Okay, now first one is those who have their spacious shops may be classified as large shops, like departmental stores. In India we have Big Bazaar, then Vishal Mega Mart, in like those they are known as departmental stores, Super Bazaar, etc. Then again we have small stall example, street stall. In street, when we go in a market, we will see those small shops, or you can say some of the people, they used to sell goods on footpath as well, so they are known as small stall. Then on the basis of product we can find out the types of retailers. On the basis of product offering, some retailers sell cheap and ordinary products like matchboxes, cigarettes, and some retailers are able to sell large variety of quality and costly goods like clothes, shoes, etc. Then next we have service level. There are certain retailers who offer different services. Now altogether with selling goods, they provide special services like credit facilities. Then if you insist, they will wrap your gift and they will send it to you, or they will deliver to someone if you want to send those gifts. But from those, there are again small retailers who are not able to provide such services. Now this is a chart showing different types of retailers. These 4 points were the basis on which there are different types of retailers, but mainly we are going to focus on this type of retailers. Now there are 2 main category of retailers. The first one is itinerants, means those who don't have shops. those who don't have physical shops. Then next one is fixed shops, means those who have proper shops. Now these fixed shops are again divided into two. First one is small scale retailers and the next one is large scale retailers. Now today we will discuss about itinerants, means those who don't have shops, and in our next session we will continue with fixed shops. Now let us see type number 1, that is itinerants. These traders are retailers without shops. They do not have fixed shops. They deal in low priced commodities and move from one place to other place. Their special feature is simple and easy formation. They have to invest low amount of capital. Then they have personal touch with the business, means they will take personal care of the business. This includes hawkers, peddlers, cheapjacks, street and market traders. Now let us discuss about this in detail. Now first one, we have hawkers and peddlers. These are small traders who move with their goods from one residential locality to other locality. Goods are carried on the head or shoulder, on cycles or push carts, in the trays or baskets. Goods may also be sold in the local trains, buses, parks and visit places. If you remember, if you go to a bus stop or in a railway station, you will see a lot of people hanging goods in their head or in their shoulders and selling. Those are no one but hawkers and peddlers. These hawkers and peddlers, they deal in cheap. You will not see any hawkers or peddlers selling iPhone or something. They used to deal in cheap goods only. Then those goods can be non-standard commodities, means they can be cheap copy of original products. Like if you want to buy Nike shoes, then you will get you can see some of the sellers, they are selling nice shoes, okay, copy of Nike. So non-standard goods such as fruits, vegetables, toys, pens, ice cream, utensils, etc. As these traders reach the consumers themselves, so it is very convenient for housewives and general public to purchase goods from them, because they don't have to go anywhere. Those peddlers and hawkers, they will come to the places or come to the house to sell those goods. Prices charged by them is generally comparatively lower than the price of the commodity in the market. That also depends on how you are good at bargaining, because they need to establish and maintain costly shops. When we go to a showroom, the price of those commodities will be very high, but if we purchase same product from a small retailer, then he will charge us less, because he doesn't have to maintain his showroom that much, okay. He doesn't have he doesn't have big showroom to take care of, so he will drop down the price and he will sell you. Now the next one is cheapjacks. These small traders hire shops temporarily in certain locality and move to other localities as business opportunities arise. They also deal in consumer articles. Some of them move from exhibition to other exhibitions. Their main aim is to avail of the local opportunities. Now cheapjacks, what they do is that they are no one but small traders. They will sell their goods, or they will hire shops, okay, for on temporary basis in a locality, and they will sell goods in that. But most of the time they will find any exhibition or melas, something like that, to sell their goods. Then the next one, we have street traders. These retailers are pavement or street shopkeepers who spread their goods on the pavement of busy roads and corners near railway stations, bus stands and parks. Now they will, if you anytime visit Imphal, you will see in Thangal Bazaar or Alugali side, there will be lots of people who will sell goods on the footpath or on the main road. They will just keep their stuffs, they will showcase their goods on the street and they will sell it. Those are nothing but street traders. They sell consumer goods of daily use. Dealing in consumer goods of common use is their special feature. For consumers, it is very convenient buying because they pick up the required articles while they are on their way to their destination. Means you can travel, suppose you are traveling somewhere, and if you want to buy something, then you can simply purchase from these street traders. In Delhi, pavement shops are spread daily at night in Chandni Chowk after 7 p.m. on Sundays and on every Monday in Karol Bagh. Now this two places in Delhi are very famous for these street traders. Now next we have market traders. These retailers move from one market to other market. Now earlier we had cheap jacks who used to roam from one shop to another or from one exhibition to another exhibition, and these are the market traders. They used to visit from one market to another. Generally weekly markets are organized in different localities and market throughout the country. Now in Manipur we don't have this kind of system, but outside they used to have weekly markets. 1 or 2 days in a week they will sit in the market and they will sell goods. So market traders, what they do is that, suppose if in Guwahati Monday is the market day, then on Monday they will be selling goods in Guwahati, then they will on Tuesday they will go somewhere else where it is market day on Tuesday. In towns and villages it is known as haat. Okay, sometimes market may be organized twice or thrice a week. These markets grow and flourish at the mercy of local administration. So means for going and selling in a market they have to take first permission from the local administration. Dealing in consumer articles at reasonable rates and convenient buying for the consumer is their special feature. In different localities of every city and town these markets are organized. Means you have to remember one thing, that these itinerants, they usually sell goods which are very cheap, means not that much high costly, but they are cheaper than these are nothing but our day-to-day or daily usable articles or commodities. Okay, now for this session we will wind up here, and in our next session we will continue with another type of retailers, that is fixed shop. For today we will wind up here. Thank you.